Good day, everyone. Welcome to our NSTP2 subject, National Service Training Program 2. This is Miss Ira Bombase, and I will be your instructor for this subject. So, for today, we will be discussing Lesson 3, which will be focusing on Philippine Educational System. So, for our learning objectives at the end of the lesson, you must be able to first evaluate the current Philippine educational system. Second, recognize the impact of the current educational system to the new normal mode of education. Third, propose a plan in extending education to a specific recipient. So the educational system in the Philippines, or the Department of Education, DepEd, administers the whole educational system, which includes the allocation of funds utilized for school services and equipment such as books, school chairs, etc., recruitment of teachers for all public schools, and the supervision and organization of curricula. Okay, kung kayo ay nagtataka or nagtatanong kung sino nga ba naghahawak ng mga public elementary schools, no, or even the private ones, pero meron kasing distinction ang mga principals in terms of kung may pasok ba or wala, no? Pero kapag nag-announce ang DepEd, ang mga public schools ay kailangang sumunod. So, public schools from kindergarten up until the senior high school, yung mga national high school schools and elementary schools. The former education system of the Philippines is composed of 6 years of elementary starting at the age of 6 or 7, and 4 of high school education starting at the age of 12 or 13. And this system, education is not compulsory. So, sa ngayon is nabago na ang educational system, no? Nagkaroon na ng 12 years na basic education, which is the additional 2 years for the senior high school, and we are the first batch of that. Since June 4, 2012, DepEd started to implement the new K-12 educational system, which includes the new curricula for all schools. Okay, so let's start with the formal education. So, in terms of formal education, the first phase is the preschool. Ages 3 to 5, the students learn the alphabet, numbers, shapes, and color through games, songs, and dances in their mother tongue. So, pag sinabi nating mother tongue, yun yung lengguwahe na natutunan ng bata or ng isang tao from birth, simula pinanganak hanggang sa paglaki na natututo na siyang magsalita. No? Halimbawa, sa ating mga taga Laguna ay Tagalog, no, ang ating mother tongue, pero sa mga taga Cebu, maaaring Bisaya ang kanilang mother tongue. So doon naka-base ang pinag-aaralan sa preschool, no? And usually ito ay yung mga nagkakakanta lang sila, nagsasasayaw, nagtatatalon, no? Yung mga shapes and colors, dahil yun ang pinaka-effective na way ng teaching in this phase. Offered to private and public schools. Recent events and activities show a high need for young children to undergo preschool education first before stepping into formal school. So, yung iba nga ay nagpe-play school pa, no, before ng preschool. Yung mga, mostly mga anak ng artista, 2 years old pa lang or 1 year old pa lang ay pinagpe-play-play na, yung mga sensory games like yung sa mga clay, sa mga water, no, dahil doon, of course, ay may mga natututunan din naman na yung mga bata. Next is primary education. Ito naman yung ages 6 to 11, consists of compulsory 6 grades from grade 1 to grade 6. Ang primary level is grades 1 to 3, and intermediate level ay grades 4 to 6. Ang grades 1 to 3, the use of mother tongue except Filipino and English subject. And for grades 4 to 6, Filipino and English as medium of instruction. Okay, so after ng elementary years, Dito naman tayo sa secondary education or yung tinatawag nating high school. So sa high school or secondary education, meron na tayong dalawa. Meron tayong junior high school and senior high school. So prerequisite of which is the completion of elementary education. Ibig sabihin, kailangan nakatapos ka muna ng elementary education or grades 1 to 6 bago ka makapag-enroll sa secondary education or sa grades 7 to 12. Alam niyo naman 'yon, 'di ba? Kapag hindi ka pasado sa subject ay uulit ka ng grade 'no, hindi puwedeng jump lang ng jump. Kailangan ay successfully passed all the subject in that particular grade. So 4 years of junior high school, grades 7 to 10, and 2 years of senior high school, grades 11 to 12. So sa junior high school, subjects are taught from the simplest concepts to more complicated concepts through grade levels in spiral progression. So, halimbawa sa grade 7, yung English subject, and then sa grade 8, pa-advance lang ng pa-advance. Meron pa ring English subject pero in particular way na. Senior high school choice of career track will define the content of the subjects a student will take in grade 11 and grade 12. So there are different tracks in senior high school. We have STEM, we have ABM, we have GAS, we have TVL. No, yung TVL ay merong HE or Home Economics. Meron agricultural fishery arts, meron ding industrial arts, and meron ding ICT or information and communications technology. Aside from that, meron din tayong arts and design track at saka sports track. So sabihin ko na rin na ang academic track ay ABM, STEM, UMS at saka GAS. So yun yung under ng academic track. Tapos yung TVL, yun yung na-mention ko kanina yung apat, yung Technical Vocational Livelihood, ang under niya ay Agricultural Fishery Arts, Home Economics, Industrial Arts, and Information and Communications Technology. So, it depends sa school kung ano yung mga offered nilang track. So, make sure na available yung track na yon sa gusto mong school na pasukan. So next, we have non-formal education. It is an organized learning activity aimed at attaining a set of objectives outside the established formal system intended for a particular clientele, especially out-of-school youth or adult illiterates who cannot avail themselves of formal education. So yung mga halimbawa ay dahil kulang sa budget, hindi na nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral or talagang hindi nakapag-enroll para makapag-aral. In other cases, aside from poverty, ay yung mga nagkaroon na ng responsibilidad na hindi nila kayang iwan. So, nagtatrabaho na lang sila to provide for their family or families. Yung mga nagkaroon ng pamilya ng maagas o mga adult illiterates 'no, yung mga matatanda na 50 years old. So, ngayon palang establish or merong kakayanan na pumasok sa pag-aaral. So, puwede pa rin 'yon of course 'no, yung mga matatanda na or any age. Kung gustong makapag-aral dahil wala namang timeline ang pag-aaral. So, ito yung para sa kanila, yung non-formal education. Courses are skill-oriented and range from 6 to 7 or 6 to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, ranging from that. Non-formal education is not only a supplement and complement of formal education, but it is an indispensable component of a lifelong learning system. So dito ay skill-oriented na. Halimbawa, magaling ka sa pagluluto, so pwede ka sa baking, sa cookery, or magaling ka sa mga equipment or technicalities. No, merong distinct courses na para sa'yo. So, you may search TESDA in Google to know more. Technical Educational and Skills Development Authority or TESDA aims to encourage the full participation of and mobilize the industry, labor, local government units, and technical vocational institutions in the skills development of the country's human resources. So, ang TESDA, sa aking pagkakaalam ay nagbibigay pa sila ng budget dito or allowance rather, allowance sa mga test the students. Institutions may be government operated, often by provincial government or private, offer programs ranging in duration from a couple of weeks to 2-year diploma courses. Programs can be technology courses, service courses, and trade courses. So if you would have noticed dito sa picture, sa baking ang course nitong test the students. Okay, so next, formal education after ng junior high school and senior high school or the secondary education, meron naman tayong tinatawag na tertiary education or higher education kung nasa saan kayo ngayon. No, college students. So, ang may hawak nito ay CHED. Okay? So, kung from elementary to senior high school ay DepEd, sa college naman ay CHED. SHED is responsible in the formulation of policies, plans, and programs for the development and efficient operation of the higher education system in the country. The delivery of higher education in the Philippines is provided by private and public higher education institutions or HEIs. Okay, so in tertiary education or higher education, meron tayong tinatawag na mga state universities and colleges or SUCs. Institutions funded by the national government, CHED supervised institutions are chartered colleges directly under the supervision of CHED and whose annual budget allocation is integrated in the government budget appropriation to CHED. And aside from state universities, again, yung mga state use, ito ay funded or under ng gobyerno. Gobyerno ang may hawak. And ito namang private institutions, katulad ng school natin ngayon or the PWU or Philippine Women's University, these are owned and administered by private individuals, groups, or corporations. These are either a sectarian or non-sectarian colleges and universities. Okay. So, after discussing the educational system in the Philippines, wherein meron tayong preschool, elementary, secondary education, and tertiary education, no? Now, let's move forward with the new normal in Philippine educational system. Kung mapapansin naman ninyo ay napakaraming nagbago, especially simula noong nagkaroon ng pandemya in terms of the educational system in the Philippines. No? Dati naman is pen and paper lang, lahat naman ng discussion ay face to face. But because of the pandemic, nagkaroon tayo ng what do we call this word? This need, no, to transition into online learning. And that online learning ay ang daming nausbong, no, na online learning. Okay, so we will go over that later on. So for now, for years, Philippine education system has been traditional, but gradually changing to cater the demands of the new generation. As a matter of fact, before this new normal came to light, teachers and learners are already using the internet, computer, and other technologies in education. But the difference lies between having a face-to-face class and now in new normal classes are done virtually. Okay? So, katulad dito sa PWU, aside from face-to-face class, meron din tayong online classes. So, hindi pwede na nagdi-discuss lang ng face-to-face, kailangan is meron ding discussion ng online class. So, sa online class pwede siyang synchronous and asynchronous. 'Pag sinabi nating synchronous, sabay-sabay kayo magkaklase, sabay-sabay kayo ng teacher ninyo nasa iisang platform. Katulad ng Zoom, katulad ng Google Meet 'no, meron kayong oras at araw. Magkakasama kayo dun, real time. So, meron din tayong asynchronous learning. So, katulad ng ginagawa natin ngayon, ko sa inyo ang video lecture na ni-record ko and kayo ang bahala kung kailan niyo siya papanoorin or aaralin. Okay? That's asynchronous. The you are given the decision whenever you want to watch the video lecture. However, since meron tayong deadline ng activities, kailangan ay mapanood nyo na within the week yung video lecture for you to accomplish that certain activity. Dahil ang mga activities ninyo sa Google Classroom na may deadline ay nagko-close yung submission bin once tapos na yung deadline. So, make sure to take note of that. Okay, so the Department of Education introduced three modalities of how learnings shall be delivered in new normal. So because of new normal, nagkaroon na tayo ng tatlo pang modalities. No? Meron tayong distance learning, meron tayong blended learning, and meron din tayong home schooling. Okay, so let's start with the distance learning. This is the new normal in Philippine educational system. The first one is modular distance learning. So modules will be given to the learners and will be collected every Friday by the teacher. In this modality, parents must make a Dropbox or called as learning package where the teacher can place the modules, and in return, the parents will also place the activities done by the learners. So halimbawang nagkaroon ng cancellation sa pasok na may bagyo, usually ito yung pinapagawa sa mga elementary students, modular. Pinapadala yung module dahil hindi naman lahat ng elementary students, especially those who are studying in public elementary schools ay merong mga internet, merong mga gadgets, no? So, usually or most of the time, ang ginagawa is modular, wherein pinapauwi sa kanila yung mga lesson and kailangan ibalik ng mga nanay sa school or ng mga guardian sa school by Friday. Halimbawa, Lunes ibinigay, Friday ibabalik. So, hindi pwedeng matagal. Kailangan ay ma-accomplish na or magawa na talaga ng mga bata yung activities within the weekdays. Next, we have online distance learning. Learners who opt to choose this modality must have internet connection. In this modality, the teacher and learner will meet virtually and do their activities synchronous or asynchronous. Okay, so from the world from the word online. So, syempre, ang pinakakailangan mo para magkaroon ng online class or online learning ay internet. Okay? So, dito sa online distance learning, pwedeng synchronous or pwede rin namang asynchronous. Next, distance learning is television, radio-based instructions. This kind of modality is fitted to the learners who are committed to learn on their own. Okay, so ito yung parang mga may link na, hindi pala parang, ito na talaga, no? Yung recorded na yung video, i-click mo na lang anytime na available or free ka. Tapos complete na din yun doon. Okay, the next one we have the blended learning. So this commonly tagged as hybrid learning. Since this is effective at helping a diverse student body, this modality is the combination of anything that is mentioned above. It may or may not requires internet connection and parents shall also pick up the learning modules in the school. Okay, so from the picture itself, no, makikita natin na merong face-to-face class wherein sa classroom present ang teacher at ang students at the same time in a particular area or location, which is definitely the school. And then meron ding online classes. Okay, dito sa yellow na circle, which is what we are doing in PWU right now. Next, we have homeschooling. This kind of modality is effective if the learner has an available tutor or a parent who is always or who is qualified and always available to facilitate the learning of the child. Okay, so somehow or siguro most of us are familiar with Kidlat or Kong TV or VVs. Hello mga VVs, okay, or V Cortez, no? Si Kidlat ay isa sa mga example ng student na ang ginagawa is homeschooling or niyu-utilize ang homeschooling. Pinupuntahan ng teacher si student or si tutie sa kanyang bahay or vice versa, si tutie ang napunta sa bahay ni tutor and doon sila nag-aaral. So, puwedeng hindi naman siya actually teacher, puwede din namang parent yung nagtuturo. If you are familiar with Danica Soto, yung anak ni Vic Soto or Danica Soto Pingris and Mark Pingris, now resigned PBA player, siya yung nagtuturo sa mga anak niya or nagho-homeschool, si Danica, doon sa dalawa niyang anak. Which is now is nasa formal school na or physical school na. Pero up until high school ay siya yung nag-homeschool sa dalawa niyang anak. Okay, so that's it for our lesson 3. So for our activity, this is entitled Photo Essay. You have to capture yourself during your online class, may it be synchronous or asynchronous, no? In this subject particularly, no? Hindi ko pala na-mention dyan. But since you are watching this video lecture, in this particular subject lang, no? So basically, this is asynchronous yung ginagawa niyong pagnood ng video lecture. And state 3, important lessons why we need to adapt to new normal in Philippine education system or educational system. So for our rubrics, authentic photo is 20%. I need to see yourself in the photo kahit nakatalikod kayo or kamay nyo lang or glimpse nyo lang, it's okay. But I need to see the student in the photo essay. Of course, you have to create your essay 30% for that, original, hindi puwedeng ChatGPT, hindi puwedeng AI. And the connection, kailangan may connection ng picture sa essay and applied understanding of the lesson. I need to see that you have applied the points we have learned in our lesson 3. So that will be a total of 100%. 100%. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you and goodbye.